General markup guidelines for electrical contractors vary depending on the job size and complexity. Consider these as starting points. For jobs under $10,000, a markup of 20 to 30% is common. For jobs between $10,000 and $50,000, a 15 to 25% markup may be appropriate. Jobs over $50,000 often see markups in the 10 to 20% range. The concept of stepping down markup involves reducing the percentage as the job size increases. This can attract clients with a volume discount, potentially encouraging larger orders. However, be aware that lowering your markup can decrease profit margins and strain your ability to cover overhead costs. A typical markup structure that steps down with increasing job size could look like this. Firstly, jobs less than $20,000 receive a 30% markup. Secondly, jobs between $20,001 and $50,000 get a 25% markup. Thirdly, jobs ranging from $50,001 to $100,000 are marked up by 20%. Fourthly, jobs between $100,001 and $200,000 have a 15% markup. And fifthly, jobs exceeding $200,000 are marked up at 10%. Several factors should influence your markup decisions. Consider the cost of materials which the markup should cover plus a profit margin. Factor in labor costs including wages, benefits, and overhead. Assess the competition to ensure your markup remains competitive within your service area. Align your markup with your business goals, such as desired profit targets and growth objectives. Some contractors apply a separate markup for subcontracted work. Always provide clients with a detailed estimate that clearly outlines the markup and all associated charges. Be prepared to discuss and potentially negotiate the markup with clients while maintaining confidence in the value you deliver. Ultimately, the optimal markup for your business depends on your specific circumstances. Evaluate all relevant factors and make a well-informed decision that supports your business goals. Let's delve further into understanding markup strategies for electrical contracting jobs. Markup is essentially the percentage added to the total cost of a project to determine the selling price. This added percentage accounts for overhead, profit, and any unforeseen expenses. It's a critical element of running a successful electrical contracting business, ensuring profitability and sustainability. Let's explore the various aspects to consider when establishing your markup strategy. Firstly, let's consider the direct cost of a project. Direct costs include everything directly attributable to the completion of the job. This primarily encompasses the cost of materials. Accurate material cost estimation is paramount. Obtain quotes from multiple suppliers to ensure you are getting the best possible pricing on materials. Factor in potential price fluctuations, especially for materials like copper that can be volatile. Waste is another consideration. Account for a reasonable amount of waste during installation. Depending on the complexity of the project, waste can range from 5 to 10% or even higher. Next, consider labor costs. Labor is often the most significant direct cost. Calculate the total labor hours required for the project, considering the number of electricians needed and the project timeline. Factor in wages, payroll taxes, workers' compensation, insurance, and benefits such as health insurance and retirement contributions. Don't forget to include the cost of travel time to and from the job site, especially for projects located far from your base of operations. Now let's talk about overhead costs. Overhead costs are indirect expenses that are necessary to run your business, regardless of the specific project. These costs can be fixed, such as rent, insurance, and salaries for office staff, or variable, such as utilities and marketing expenses. Calculate your total overhead costs for a specific period, such as a month or a year. Divide your total overhead by your total direct labor hours to arrive at an overhead rate per labor hour. This overhead rate should be included in your markup calculation to ensure you're covering these essential business expenses. Now let's look at profit margin. Profit is the ultimate goal of any business. Your markup should include a sufficient profit margin to compensate you for your risk, expertise, and investment in your business. The ideal profit margin will vary depending on the market, competition, and your business goals. A reasonable profit margin for electrical contracting work typically ranges from 10 to 20% of the total project cost. Market conditions play a significant role in determining your markup. Research the prevailing rates charged by other electrical contractors in your area. Be aware of the competition and adjust your markup accordingly to remain competitive while maintaining profitability. Consider the specific characteristics of your target market. Are you primarily serving residential clients, commercial businesses, or industrial facilities? Each market segment may have different expectations regarding pricing. Larger commercial and industrial projects may necessitate more competitive markups due to increased competition and the potential for volume discounts. Project complexity is another critical factor. More complex projects that require specialized skills, advanced equipment, or stringent safety measures will typically warrant a higher markup. Complexity adds risk and demands a higher level of expertise, justifying a premium price. Projects involving hazardous environments, tight deadlines, or intricate electrical systems should be priced accordingly. Let's discuss the concept of stepping down your markup. Stepping down your markup as the job size increases can be a strategic move to attract larger projects and secure long-term contracts. The logic behind this approach is that the fixed costs associated with larger projects are spread out over a larger revenue base, allowing you to reduce the percentage markup while still maintaining a healthy profit margin. However, carefully analyze the potential impact on your overall profitability before implementing a step-down markup strategy. Ensure that the reduced markup is still sufficient to cover your direct costs, overhead, and desired profit margin. Consider the potential for increased efficiency and economies of scale on larger projects. If you can achieve significant cost savings through bulk purchasing, streamlined processes, or improved resource allocation, you may be able to justify a lower markup. Here's an example of a step-down markup structure. This is just an example, as different electrical contractors have different costs and cannot be generalized across the industry. Firstly, for jobs under $20,000, a 30% markup may be applied. Secondly, for jobs between $20,001 and $50,000, the markup could be reduced to 25%. Thirdly, for jobs ranging from $50,001 to $100,000, a 20% markup might be appropriate. Fourthly, for jobs between $100,001 and $200,000, a 15% markup could be considered. Fifthly, for jobs exceeding $200,000, the 10% markup might be used. Now let's think about the impact of additional services. If you offer additional services such as design-build capabilities, energy audits, or ongoing maintenance contracts, you may be able to justify a higher markup. These value-added services differentiate you from the competition and provide clients with a more comprehensive solution. Clearly communicate the benefits of these additional services to clients and demonstrate how they add value to the project. This will help justify the higher markup and increase customer satisfaction. Subcontractor markup should also be carefully considered. If you subcontract out portions of a project, such as specialized electrical work or trenching, you'll need to factor in a markup on the subcontractor's fees. A typical markup on subcontractor fees ranges from 10 to 20%, depending on the complexity of the work and the subcontractor's pricing. Be transparent with clients about your use of subcontractors and the associated markups. Provide detailed breakdowns of subcontractor costs in your project estimates. Accurate estimation is crucial for successful markup application. Develop a comprehensive estimating process that takes into account all direct costs, overhead costs, and desired profit margin. Use estimating software or spreadsheets to streamline the process and ensure accuracy. Regularly review and update your estimating methods to reflect changes in material prices, labor rates, and overhead expenses. Negotiation is often a part of the bidding process. Be prepared to negotiate your markup with clients, especially on larger projects. However, be confident in the value you provide and avoid undervaluing your services. Focus on highlighting the benefits of your expertise, quality workmanship, and commitment to customer satisfaction. Be willing to walk away from projects if the client is unwilling to pay a fair price for your services. Documentation is key. Maintain detailed records of all project costs, including materials, labor, overhead, and subcontractor fees. This documentation will support your markup calculations and provide valuable insights for future estimating. Regularly review your project data to identify areas for improvement and refine your markup strategy. Building strong relationships with suppliers, maintaining efficient project management practices, and investing in employee training can all contribute to reducing costs and improving profitability, allowing for competitive and sustainable markup strategies. Now let's explore some advanced strategies for optimizing your markup and maximizing profitability. Value pricing focuses on the perceived value of your services to the client rather than solely on the cost of providing those services. This approach requires a deep understanding of your client's needs, priorities, and budget constraints. Communicate the unique benefits of your services, such as your expertise, experience, and commitment to quality. Emphasize how your services will help the client achieve their goals, whether it's reducing energy costs, improving safety, or increasing productivity. By focusing on value, you can justify a high markup and attract clients who are willing to pay for premium services. Cost-plus pricing involves calculating all direct and indirect costs associated with a project and then adding a predetermined profit margin. This approach provides transparency and allows clients to see exactly how your price is derived. It's particularly well suited for complex projects where the scope of work is difficult to define upfront. However, cost-plus pricing requires meticulous record-keeping and accurate cost tracking. It also places a greater emphasis on efficient project management to minimize costs and maximize profitability. Time and materials pricing is similar to cost-plus pricing, but it's typically used for smaller projects or service calls where the total scope of work is uncertain. You charge clients for the actual time spent on the project plus the cost of materials used. This approach is simple to administer and provides flexibility to adjust the price as the project evolves. However, time and materials pricing can be less predictable for clients and may require careful monitoring to prevent cost overruns. Competitive bidding involves submitting a proposal for a project in response to a request for proposal, or RFP. This is a common practice for larger commercial and industrial projects. The key to success in competitive bidding is to carefully analyze the RFP, understand the client's requirements, and develop a compelling proposal that offers the best value for the price. Research your competitors and understand their pricing strategies. Identify your strengths and weaknesses and highlight your unique advantages in your proposal. However, avoid underbidding simply to win the project, as this can lead to reduced profitability and potential financial losses. Building long-term relationships with clients is essential for sustainable success in the electrical contracting industry. Loyal clients are more likely to trust your expertise, value your services, and pay a fair price for your work. Invest in building strong relationships with clients by providing excellent customer service, communicating effectively, and being responsive to their needs. Seek feedback from clients and use it to improve your services and processes. Offer loyalty discounts or preferred pricing to long-term clients as a reward for their continued business. Staying up to date with industry trends, technological advancements, and regulatory changes is crucial for maintaining a competitive edge. Invest in ongoing training and professional development for yourself and your employees. Attend industry conferences, workshops, and seminars to learn about new technologies, best practices, and emerging trends. Obtain certifications and licenses to demonstrate your expertise and credibility. By staying informed and adapting to change, you can provide clients with the most innovative and efficient solutions and justify a premium price for your services. Effective communication is essential for managing client expectations and ensuring project success. Clearly communicate your pricing policies, markup strategies, and project timelines to clients upfront. Provide detailed written estimates that outline the scope of work, materials, labor, and any other associated costs. Keep clients informed of project progress and promptly address any questions or concerns they may have. By communicating openly and honestly, you can build trust with clients and minimize the potential for misunderstandings or disputes. Proper risk management is crucial for protecting your business from financial losses. Identify potential risks associated with each project, such as material price increases, labor shortages, or unforeseen site conditions. Develop strategies to mitigate these risks, such as obtaining price guarantees from suppliers, securing skilled labor in advance, and conducting thorough site assessments. Obtain adequate insurance coverage to protect your business from liability claims, property damage, and other potential losses. By proactively managing risk, you can minimize the potential for financial losses and maintain a stable profit margin. Finally, it's important to regularly review and analyze your markup strategy to ensure that it aligns with your business goals and market conditions. Track your project costs, revenue, and profitability over time. Identify areas where you can improve efficiency, reduce costs, or increase revenue. Seek advice from financial professionals or business consultants to help you optimize your markup strategy and maximize your profitability. By continuously monitoring and refining your approach, you can ensure that your business remains competitive and sustainable in the long run. Electrical contracting in Northern Illinois, like anywhere, is affected by local factors. Prevailing economic conditions influence construction activity and material costs. Local competition and the presence of union versus non-union labor can affect pricing. Familiarity with local building codes and inspection processes is essential for accurate bidding and project execution. Understanding these local nuances is key to setting appropriate markups and maintaining a profitable business.